Welcome. My name is Jay Wright, and this is Plain Sight Truth. First thing I want to say is that this is not a podcast, so let's just get that clear. This is just something I'm doing, that I'm going to be dropping knowledge, every once in a while, just to give people some information about the things that they may have not known that are actually hidden in plain sight. Hence the name Plain Sight Truths. Now, with that being said, our first topic, our only topic here for today, we are going to focus on hydroxyapatite. Now, what is hydroxyapatite? One may say. You know how they say that the truth is hidden in plain sight? Well, these are basically plain sight truths. See, these are the type of things that are actually right in front of your face, but you don't even get a chance to see it. Well, let me tell you a plain sight truth. I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta have some type of sense of awareness or consciousness. You have to think for yourself. So, with these minerals here, here's what happens. The foods that we eat, all these things that carry, acids and sugars and things of that nature, all of these stuff gets caught up in your mouth from the bacteria. And what they do is they end up basically demineralizing, the minerals that are in your mouth. So what needs to happen is basically you would have to try to get that remineralized in the enamel. Add on the toothpaste. The toothpaste, what it does is adds back those minerals. So the fluoride that's in the toothpaste, it hardens it. So it does help in the way of adding that little coated blanket, but it's the long effects that really can cause harm. Now with hydroxyapatite, you do the same thing. They pull acids and everything else, and then they remineralize. But the thing about it is you have two forms of it, the microhydroxyapatite, and then you have nanohydroxyapatite. With micro, it's, obviously a little bigger, in size. So in that case, it's kind of like trying to fit it inside of a hole to match, like you're playing Tetris or something. You know what I'm saying? And as far as nano goes, nano is way more smaller, obviously, so that's more of something of like putting in 1,000 pieces of sand or crystals or whatever like that, and just applying that into the mouth until that bonds. So with that, aside from the simple fact of, needing saliva for fluoride to actually take effect for that to be active, when it comes to the micro and the nano hydroxyapatite, the nano is the one that majority of the people use. Instead of trying to use a big ass piece and stuff it in there, you can actually just basically like pouring a whole bunch of, sand down in there, and then covering that bitch up and then letting it flow from there. And that's how that shit works, basically. So, yeah. Hydroxyapatite is actually a little bit more natural, so to speak, or at least comparative when it comes to similarities in the human body, as opposed to fluorapatite, which can actually be more damaging. Well, fluoride in general, but you get the idea. So studies show that with the side-by-side comparisons, they're actually pretty much about equal as far as, the results that people be getting. But regardless of if they're equal or not, it's the simple fact that the hydroxyapatite to begin with is something that we already have made from our bodies. You see what I'm saying? So that's where one of the problems lies. Now, you can do your own research, of course, have at it. That's what we're here for, to give you the seed so you can plant yourself and grow accordingly. And that's what we're going to be doing. Now, let's talk about the fluoridation. See, another thing about fluoride is that when it comes down to it, it's actually one of the most deadliest chemicals in the world. But a lot of people may not realize that because they're so used to seeing its name everywhere, on toothpaste and different other products, things of that nature. But what they do also is they put it in your drinking water. Did you know that? That's a little gem for you. One of the extra sight truths that I'm giving you. But yes, they put it in your water as well. The difference is that you don't swallow toothpaste. See what I'm getting at? So they're purposefully doing this so you can actually consume it. So you can go and be having hip problems and fractures and having all these type of things due to the breaking down of the fluoride in your system. It's not good. That's not good. So why are they saying that it's good for you? Now that promotes a problem there, don't you think? Because the thing about it is, when it comes to the process of hydroxyapatite and the process of fluorapatite, what fluorapatite does is when it goes into the teeth and it starts to bond and things of that nature, what it does is it makes the tooth more harder, right? Which is good, right? You want your teeth to be stronger. But the part that you may not be aware of exactly is that also makes it more liable to be cracked, chipped, broken, all of the above, So these are some things that people got to think about, because in that aspect, wouldn't you just put the same thing back in your teeth that originally made it? It sounds like common sense to me, but I guess not, Also, it is the gold standard for Japan. Now, obviously, they must know something that we don't, because for them to have that as their gold standard, I'm not saying that they are wrong, but I'm just saying they know their stuff. So it's obviously something there. Now, did you know that hydroxyapatite isn't even approved by the FDA? Now, one may raise the question, why not? Because basically what they're saying is that a mineral or crystal, whatever you want to call it, hydroxyapatite itself, something that our bodies are made of, is not approved by the FDA? Please tell me, how does this make sense? Because to me, this is just a bunch of bullshit. And as of right now, if we do not come to the conclusion and realization that we are being bamboozled, hoodwinked, speckled-dorbed, all of the above, and to tighten up on our awareness of what the fuck is actually happening, then we are going to be losing a lot more than teeth. I can guarantee you that.
Now is the time to do so and actually see what the hell is happening all around you. Because I'll tell you one thing, this shit ain't going nowhere. You think you waking up?
Let me focus. So with that being said, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. This is the first one. Eventually we'll start doing these more and more, get the feel for things. But on that note, I appreciate y'all tuning in on the first little segment here. And just keep your head up, stay conscious, and be aware, and find out what's hidden in plain sight next time. You know how they say that the truth is hidden in plain sight? Well, these are basically plain sight truths. See, these are the type of things that are actually right in front of your face, but you don't even get a chance to see it. Well, let me tell you a plain sight truth. I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta have some type of sense of awareness or consciousness. You have to think for yourself.